Hello everybody, welcome back to another video. I'm hoping you guys are all having a fantastic day. So today's video is going to be another video about the storm system that is ongoing and will be really escalating over the next few hours across the upper Midwest and just the weather across the United States and other areas as well. So we'll be talking about that, the southeast as well. You can see there's just a ton of activity going on, lots of scattered showers, lots of rain. The northern U.S. is a bit quieter, but that is good, good news for now. But it will get more active. And if you're new, welcome to this channel. I am MBGC, if you will, and I run this channel, and we talk about the weather. We do all sorts of weather fun stuff, and we do talk about storms, long-range outlooks. Today I actually uploaded a video about this upcoming winter, some of my thoughts about it, so that was definitely a fun video to make. And consider subscribing if you'd like to join. If you're a returning viewer, liking the video would be awesome. Let's get into this. So notice that right off the bat we have an enhanced risk of severe thunderstorms for today and tonight, and actually it's two areas, really. One that's straddling the border between North Dakota and South Dakota, and then we have one that is across northern Minnesota. And you can see this one is pretty large. It's not huge, but it's there. And both of these areas, yesterday it was just this area that was in the risk, and today it's two. They also added another slight one by east of Colorado into Nebraska and Kansas. Notice not really many severe in outlooks for these locations. It looks as if these storms again will be mainly rain producing and wind producing, but the wind should stay less than the severe side. It really doesn't look awfully, if you will, severe, but definitely still a concern, as flooding could be occurring, and these storms again are very slow moving. You can see it's almost like if each storm is moving in its own little direction. We have some storms here moving to the south, some here to the north, another one moving to the south. So these could produce lots of rain. We also have a few showers coming in on California. Really this doesn't look like a large event, but they do need that rain, so anything they can get is nice. There's also some showers popping up across Arizona and New Mexico. So, yeah, for today and tonight, these are the two main areas we're looking for. But then tomorrow, things get even more interesting. We get an enhanced area that is very, very large, actually. It's covering a good portion of Minnesota, and it's actually affecting large cities. So Minneapolis, Bloomington, Plymouth, and all those cities. You can see St. Paul, also Des Moines, and the slight in the Des Moines. St. Paul and Omaha in the slight, and in Des Moines in the marginal. So definitely probably a bigger concern for tomorrow, but let's get into this, into the modelings, and I want to show you how this looks like. So let's go to the HERD model. The HERD model is a high resolution rapid refresh. It is usually a fairly good model when it comes to thunderstorms, though again it has been wrong in the past, for sure. So this is not the the end all be all. This is not the 100% confirmed what's going to happen. It usually is around 50-50 in terms of correctness. Also, what I want to point out, this HERD model usually underestimates the size of a storm. You can see this is what it shows the southeast as of right now, and you saw in the Storm Prediction Center map the radar that they were showing, the overlay. It's much more active, and there's many more smaller storms, tiny cells, which could be very potent themselves. The HERD model does a poor job of showing that, but it's definitely, the threat is there, and you can see they're showing the rain. But really, things in terms of severity get active as we get into the overnight hours today. We start seeing our first cluster in the enhanced area right there across northern Minnesota. This will most likely be bigger than what is shown on the HERD model. Again, this model likes to underestimate things like we've seen in the past. And then the second area comes in play across this northern South Dakota and southern North Dakota. We start seeing some thunderstorms popping up. It doesn't look like if the coverage will be huge. It doesn't look if these storms will be long-lived, but they definitely will be powerful wherever they do hit. And they will be producing wind, and wind is the main threat with this, along with hail. If you were to look at the categorical, not the categorical, but each threat, you can see tornado is basically nothing, 2%, not much. The wind is definitely the highest, and the hail is a bit higher, but the wind is definitely the highest one. And again, wind is possibly worse than hail because it covers a much larger area usually than hail, and it could cause the same amount of damage. Hail could damage your car, while wind could possibly just blow away your car if it's strong enough, and that has happened across portions of Chicago even a couple days ago. So This is, let's go back to the HER model. I want to start showing you this now. You can see the cluster that developed in northern Minnesota really starts developing into a nice line of thunderstorms. This could be more long-lived, but really it starts weakening towards daybreak. You can see right there. And this cluster becomes more significant across North Dakota. It becomes a bit less severe, if you will, as it moves towards the morning hours, and it moves as the time moves towards the morning hours, and as the cluster moves towards Minnesota. But definitely the threat of heavy rain and some powerful wind gusts are still there. Notice the southeast during the nighttime hours is much less active than during the day. During the day, the storms pop up at much greater rates, and that's to do with the atmospheric instability provided by the daytime heating of the sun. And notice that it looks as if things are kind of calming down, but this cluster continues to evolve and actually develops this nice line of thunderstorms. And again, I say nice, but unfortunately, this is probably the worst case scenario. This type of line covers a large area extending all the way into northern Iowa, starting in southern Canada and west of Lake Superior. And this continues for a while. You can see this line moves into Minneapolis, and this could be more longer lived than what the HER model is showing. This could definitely be more powerful, and definitely the storm does provide a powerful punch. And you can see these storms extend as far south as the Texas Panhandle, into Oklahoma Panhandle, and into Kansas. Also notice the showers in the southeast are back at it again tomorrow, so no different, and it looks to be pretty consistent. Definitely a few showers possible as far north as Michigan, northern Ohio, and again the rain across California is also going to be a bit limited. It's not really going to provide much. Today looks to be the main day of that. You can see some storms maybe getting close to Kansas City, definitely something to watch for. And you can see a nice storm develops basically right there, and it's definitely a storm in the making right now. And I wanted to show you the wind. You can see was highest for today. I want to show you what's there for Friday. You can see tornadoes a bit higher of a threat. Sometimes with those lines we see a bit higher of a threat, not overly high. I mean, you can see it's pretty darn low on the overall rating, but it's definitely a threat. You can see the wind is at 30, so that's higher up. And then the hail is a bit higher, if you will, but again, not awfully too high. It's really the wind that's going to be the main threat, especially with that line. Let's look at the European model. Since last time when the last storm event, the European was a better model than the HER model, even though the HER model is much shorter range. The European still proved itself to be better. So let's see this. We're going into tonight, into the evening hours. You can see we see these storm clusters developing, basically on point with what the HER model is showing. The European may be a bit more aggressive with this, and that may be true. You could see a lot of these showers across the southeast still continuing. We have a low pressure and storm system delivering these storms, and then we start seeing again that line develop into late Friday, and this is definitely a bit concerning, as this could be possibly longer lived than expected, but hopefully not. But you can see this that definitely develops into a nice comma-shaped system, and across portions of southern Canada, this will definitely provide some rain. Notice that the cold front really stretches itself thin through late Saturday. Not much development. There could be a few showers along here, but this is definitely stretched thin. It does get a bit of support later on in Sunday, into Sunday morning hours. You can see a bit more development across possibly Detroit, Indianapolis. I always mess up that name, I apologize. And into portions of the tri-state city, Cincinnati, and then as we move forward, it kind of starts pulling away. The northeast may get a little bit out of it, but definitely the largest threat is going to be the upper plains in the next coming hours. You can see this low pressure across the southeast thankfully starts moving out as well, so it looks as if early next week you may actually finally get a few dry days, or at least more dry than what you've been seeing, which is definitely good news. And then you can see possibly another storm system making its way into the northern United States, but that's further out, and we'll talk about that at a different time. So let's take a look now at some other models. The NAM12KM, I want to show you all the possibilities I can. But again, generally the southeast and the northern plains, Minnesota, North Dakota, South Dakota is the highest threat. And these storms, again, the models do a relatively good job, but sometimes they get, they underestimate some storms, and a storm cluster may pop up where it wasn't predicted, or just a single cell may pop up over a small area, but you just may be under that cell if you're traveling or if you're living there, and those thunderstorm cells, even if they look tiny, they can be powerful. So let's look at the radar range /frozen on a NAM12KM. So the NAM 12 km starts off with that first cluster we saw yesterday across the Midwest. I made a video about it. That moved into southern Canada at this point. Then we start seeing that cluster developing earlier, probably across northern Minnesota, than the cluster across the Dakotas. And those are going to be basically our main two clusters. You can see the NAM 12 km definitely has this a bit more impressive than what the her model was showing, and this could definitely be the case. So some of these areas may get hit by two squall lines, one today and then one tomorrow. You can see this cluster definitely develops. This one falls apart. This one takes charge, and we start seeing another line develop out of this. And this could have some, again, the tornado threat's a bit higher with this one, and the wind threat is about the same, and the hail threat is about the same, but definitely could, be a overachiever. And this comes through. You can see lots of rain around the core of the system, but it doesn't really move far. It doesn't really move to the west to east. It moves more from north to south and southwest to northeast, if you will. So really, the areas across even southern Canada won't get much out of this. Maybe a few showers, scattered thunderstorms across the larger cities. You can see right there a bit of a development across cities like Montreal, Ottawa, Toronto, Ottawa. I think I said that. I don't know. All the cities are lined up here. They could definitely be seeing some showers, and they have a greater threat as they're closer to the storm than parts of the northeast as they're further to the south. But we'll have to see how this develops. And again, and also a good piece of news: the storm system that's been sitting off the coast on the United States, the southeast, kind of moves off the coast and finally leaves it alone. And you can see that we start seeing a bit of showers possibly enter into Texas. That's some good news. They are dry. And we start seeing a cool off that was forecasted, and that kind of brings in a drier period of weather. And you can see it is a bit cool. Let's look at the European model. You can see it shows it right here, and it also shows the second one. So it may be kind of going in between periods of drier weather and wetter weather, because usually between these cool downs, these pattern flips, we see a couple of storms try getting in here, and usually some of these cool downs are actually triggered by a storm system. So like this will probably be a bit drier around the Tuesday, Wednesday time frame of next week, and then Friday, Saturday maybe a bit wetter. A storm system may come through, and then Sunday, Monday we start seeing the cooler temperatures come back in. So this is definitely something I'll keep you guys updated on. But again, your best friend is the National Weather Service Storm Prediction Center. You gotta keep your eyes to the sky, keep your eyes on the radar, as this is these are thunderstorms, summer thunderstorms, very hard to predict, and they may be packing a way more powerful punch than you may expect. So definitely stay on the safe side, and I'll catch you all guys in the next episode. So see ya. Bye.